What's up everyone? Today I'm down at Audi Greenville and behind me is a 2019 Audi A8. Huge thanks to them for providing this car for me today. They're starting to get in a bunch of 2019s. I'll have a link to their website down in the description below. The model that we're looking at today is the 3-liter turbo. It's finished off in Vesuvius Gray Metallic and has an MSRP just over $93,000. Under the hood is a 3-liter turbocharged V6. This is only paired to the 8-speed automatic and also features steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. This engine produces 335 horsepower at 5,000 RPM and 369 pound-feet of torque as low as 1,300 RPM. It does feature the Quattro all-wheel drive system, weighs around 4,300 pounds, 0 to 60 can happen in 5.7 seconds, with a top speed of 131 miles an hour, and with a fuel capacity of 21.7 gallons, you can expect the MPG to be 19 in the city and 29 on the highway. The wheelbase measures 123.6 inches, it has an overall length of 208.8 inches, the width is 76.6 and the height is 58.6 inches. Starting up front, this features the traditional hexagonal shaped grille finished off in chrome with 2 parking sensors along with a forward-facing camera. This comes with LED headlights and daytime running lights. In the lower section of the bumper, there's 2 forward-facing sensors. More chrome trim pieces on the lower section of the bumper along with another parking sensor under each headlight and very clean lines coming down the hood. Moving to the side, this features 4-wheel disc brakes with the rotors up front measuring 15 inches and 14 inches in the rear. 19-inch wheels come standard with the executive package. These are upgraded to 20-inch 20-spoke wheels. They have a 2-tone design with a nice intricate pattern running in the center of them. The side mirrors are power folding and heated along with the integrated turn signal. This does feature air ride suspension. There's very clean lines running along the side of the vehicle and more chrome trim pieces in the lower section as part of the executive package. And finishing up in the rear with the standard backup camera and 2 parking sensors, there's LED taillights along with dynamic turn signals which have a very cool pattern to them. Fog lights are down below along with more of the chrome trim pieces. This also features a power trunk. So that's the exterior of the 2019 Audi A8. Comment down below, you guys, what do you think of this car? I think it's not over aggressive, but it still has sharp lines to it that give it a really good look. You can opt for a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 that has about 100 more horsepower and pound-feet of torque than this. And then later this year, a hybrid version will be coming out with about 450 horsepower, so I can't wait to check that out. But now with the key, we'll go ahead and take a look at the interior, and as long as I have it on me, all of the doors will automatically unlock with my hand in the door there. The door panel is finished off in very nice black leather. There's Alcantara in the center and then a nice wood inlay running along the top. You have your seat adjustments with your lock and unlock, a very solid aluminum release handle. The side mirror controls are heated and power folding again. All of the windows are automatic up and down. This features a 17-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system with your trunk release, a little bit of storage, and then a hidden compartment in the back side of the armrest. Moving inside now to the black Napa leather seats. They're heated and ventilated. They have good bolstering support to them. They feature a massage setting. They also have an 18-way power adjustability along with 4-way lumbar support. Once inside, we're greeted with a fully wrapped black leather steering wheel. It has a really cool design to it with all the aluminum pieces surrounding both sides. All of the buttons on the right control Bluetooth and your radio. All of the ones on the left control the 12.3-inch virtual cockpit. So with the electronics on now, we're going to go through this center screen. Just clicking on the view button, you can change whether you want your tach and speed to be larger or smaller. If you have them smaller, you can use these center buttons here for your radio, your Bluetooth, see your navigation, and still have them popped up, along with some other information like your fuel, your MPG, and things like that. So it's really configurable to have it any way you'd like. If you have the tach and speedometer and large screen, you'll see the navigation is just in the middle. So if you want to view it larger, you have the option to do that. It's very easy to use. You can go through a lot of different things. You can also scroll in on your navigation too, which is very cool to see. Aside from all that, you have your engine temperature on the far left and fuel on the far right. This also features the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters again. They are finished off in aluminum. Of course, you have your windshield wiper and turning stock on both sides. And the paddle shifters aren't that large, so you have easy access to getting to that. You don't have to worry about it being in the way or anything. To the left of the steering wheel, you have your headlight control. You can put them to auto, low beams, side marker lights, or turn them completely off. You have your front fog lights or your all-weather lights on and off, and then there's your rear fog lights you can turn on and off as well. There's one air vent hidden here. In order to get to that, obviously we need to go into the center screen, turn on the AC, and with the AC on, you'll see that air vent up here. You can just push on the slider button here to get as much airflow as you'd like, which is very cool. So you can go completely off, completely all the way on, or adjust it as needed. There's more aluminum accents around that, along with around the gauge cluster as well. Across the whole entire dash, there's 2 more air vents that appear up front, and with the AC off, you will see those slowly go away, and they'll be covered up. More of that nice trim piece as if they're not even there. Now we'll move on to the first of 2 10-inch screens in the center. All of the buttons have a nice tactile feedback to them, so while it is a screen, you actually have to push down on it, and hopefully you guys can hear that click there. But we'll go to the home button. You have your radio, media, vehicle information that you can go into. We have the different driving modes: comfort, auto, dynamic, and individual, your parking assistance, and other service and setting features. Back to the home screen again, you have your phone and other apps. It's very easy to swipe on, just like your phone. You have more general information, your keyboard, sound. There's a smartphone interface that you can use with CarPlay along with your normal Bluetooth, and then navigation, which you can pull up full screen. It's very nice to be able to pinch to zoom or zoom out. Very detailed map here that we can go through. It is a very crisp view to be able to look at. And of course there's points of interest and entering the address there and everything like that, along with some other settings, your voice guidance. Before we move on to the second screen, there's a row of buttons in the center. You can turn on and off the engine deactivation. There's lane keeping assist. This just pulls up your air conditioning full screen. There's a garage door button. This raises and lowers the rear sunshade and the back glass. You can go to your heads-up display information or turn that upper screen completely off. Now moving on to the second screen. This features basically all of the AC controls along with your heated and ventilated seats. All of these again have that tactile feedback, so you can push and see the line, of course. This features a 4-zone climate control setup, so you can see right now we are on the front seats. You can go to auto, or of course just hit on the plus or minus sign. If we hit the button in the center, that'll pull up on the upper screen your heated steering wheel. You can sync all of the zones together. You can push on rear. That'll change all of the ones down below, so now we're controlling the driver's side in the rear and the passenger side in the rear, or we can exit that and we're back to the front seats. And then moving to the other side, of course, you have your heated and ventilated for the passenger seat. Below that, we have your drive select button, so again, that'll pull up the 4 different suspension settings, traction control, and more AC controls on the right side. On the far right, you have a volume switch for the radio, which is nice to have. You don't have to go into any of the screens to be able to find that. You can just turn it on and off. And then to the left of that is a driver assistance mode, maximum, individual, or basic. There's the engine start stop button. You have your camera settings, so we can push on that and look at your top view. You can actually scroll around the entire car too. So if you can see, there's a curb right on the front side here. That is that curb right there. This is completely accurate. There's a silver Audi, a gray Audi, and a white Audi. Silver Audi, gray Audi, white Audi. So this is very cool. We can pinpoint exactly what's next to us and look at all of the cars that are lined up. We have the forward-facing camera, a wide angle of that with a line that appears. Your top-down rear camera, so you can see there's a grayish Audi way in the back there, which is right back there. We can go to a more kind of fisheye view in the rear, along with another top-down in the front, top-down in the rear. So if you guys can see, there's a white Audi right there. It's backing up into that spot. That is very cool to see, and that car just got here too. That is very impressive. So with the car on now, you can see we're moving. We're coming up to this gray car right here. You can see it on the screen there. And I'm gonna slowly back into this spot behind me. You can see these are the exact brands too. These are some used cars in front of me. There's a Camaro right there. And you can actually see that Camaro right here. That is very impressive. We're gonna put it into reverse now and bring up that camera. I'd like to go to the 3D so that way we can see it just like this. And we're gonna take a look at this parking spot right here. I'm not really having to look at my passenger side mirror. This is impressive. Backing into this spot here. And it's pretty accurate as far as how far I am from that curb. Behind all that, of course, we have the shifter wrapped in leather. You just push on the button on the left side, bring it all the way back into drive, push it over to the right for manual mode. We can go back and then of course hit P to put it into park. There's the electronic parking brake, more piano black running along the center. We can reveal 2 cup holders here along with a 12 volt. The center armrest can be opened individually, driver or passenger side. And of course with both of them open, there's a wireless charger, a little bit of storage space to the right side of that. Moving on to the glove box now, definitely has a lot of room. There's a valet button that you can push right there. Very nice clean center dash, and of course with that screen off, gives it a really nice elegant look. You have those slider controls for the AC. We'll take another look at the leather seats. Very nice feeling interior. And this does feature a sunroof up front. You have one in the rear. It doesn't open. You just have the sunshade for it. You have the front and the rear, of course, to be able to control those along with your dome lights. These are for the rear and the side lights. There's actually some above the B pillar there, and then the 2 lights in the back, which we'll get to here in a second. The front lights have a really cool, intricate pattern to them as well when they turn on and shut off. So now it's time to take a look at the rear seating, and of course the door panel is finished off like up front. There's even another little hidden compartment in the armrest there, more storage space down below. I need to turn on all the electronics to show you these controls because it is very impressive. There's more trim pieces running along the top. Now we're gonna hop inside. This is a 5-seater sedan. There is legroom for days, you guys. It is so incredibly spacious in the back seats here. And I haven't even got to all the features just yet. But hopefully you guys can see just how far this driver's seat is in front of me. And I had that set at my height, 5'10". You can definitely recline and relax in the back seats. Let's go ahead and get on to all of these controls on the side. So with the electronics on now, I'm gonna start with the very back button. By pushing on that one, it's gonna raise the sunshades in the side, the rear, the other side, and it's gonna close the front one. So it completely just took all of that light away with all of these shades. And then obviously pushing on that again, it's gonna open and lower all of them. That is very cool. With the push of the button, you can do all 4. The button to the far left in the back, pulling that up is gonna just do that sunshade there. So obviously pushing on it again, we'll go ahead and open it up. Using the one on the far right, if we go ahead and push on that, it will open up the front. And then once the sunshade is completely open, it'll actually pop the back of the sunroof. So you can control that from the back seat. Of course, the front 2 are just like normal controls. When I pull this up, it's gonna bring the window up. But then if you pull on it again, it will raise this sunshade individually. And then by pushing on the other one, we can do the same thing. We can raise and lower that glass, and then also do that individually as well. So there are a lot of controls back here just being on this one side to get everything situated the way that you'd like. There's even more wood trim on the back of the seat too, which is a nice touch. Behind both front seats, there's some more storage space. You have your individual AC controls for the rear passengers with that same slider. If we push this open, you have 2 12 volts as well. And then pulling on the center armrest, you have your AC controls in the back. So we can push on the plus or minus or scroll on it up and down. Of course, you have your fan speed, auto, off. So that's for both sides again, corresponding with those. So if you can see, the lights just appeared on here. Obviously, if I shut that off, they go away. And then when you turn that on, if you have the armrest up, you can control the fan speed just by pushing on these buttons here, which is very neat. Behind that, there's a little bit of a storage pocket, and then in the front is your 2 cup holders. And before we close this, there is a spot where you can get through to the back seats if you need to put anything through there. And then this does have a soft close feature to it, so it will automatically close by itself. Here's the view out of the rear. Up in the center here are more dome lights. There's a button to push on that will illuminate these B-pillar lights again, which is cool to see, along with the 2 around it. And then up front, we just push on this button and you have a mirror to see yourself in. So there I am. You have one on that side, of course on the other side too. I am very impressed with the back seats of this car. You could definitely get chauffeured around in the back. There is so much legroom here. You can see almost how straight my legs are, and I could probably still even have more room if somebody shorter was driving. There is a ton of space. It is very comfortable to be in the back seats. The headrests have this nice kind of pillow design around them. They just fit your head so well. You could easily go on a long cruise and be chauffeured around in this car for sure. Now it's time to take a look at the trunk storage space. We can either push on the electronic button under the Audi logo. Of course, there's the key fob, and on the driver's side door. I decided to leave my camera stuff in here to show you guys how much room there is back here with how much room the rear passengers have. It is very deep to that back seat, so you can definitely put anything in here that you need. There's a little net storage space with a cubby spot below that and a 12 volt on one side. But you can definitely fit a lot of items in the back here. Even with 5 people in the car, you could put everyone's stuff in the back. There's definitely plenty of room. And then of course you have your lock and your power assist to close it. Definitely a lot of room in this 5-seater sedan. And now we're gonna take one last look from the passenger side. Again, there's that wood trim, Alcantara, and black leather. Gives it a very nice look. There's a little bit of a net on the passenger side. There's more trim pieces running along the side. There's a lot of attention to detail in this car. A very clean center with everything shut off there. Another look at the seats, and then another look from the passenger seats. Look just how much legroom there is back here. It is insane how much legroom there is. Very nice spot to be for sure in the back seats. So that's my walk around of the 2019 Audi A8. Huge thanks again to Audi Greenville for providing this for me today. This was definitely a very, very cool car to be able to check out. I love all the technology features in it. I think the back seats is where to be. You have so many controls. You can just kind of spread out there and have someone chauffeur you around. This is a very impressive car. I can't wait to check out more of the 2019s Audi Greenville has coming this year. If you guys enjoyed that video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next video.